Welcome back to the greenhouse this morning. We got a cool one today. It's a cool one outside. We had 14 degrees overnight. Everything's still alive in here. Doing very well. These marigolds are a test to see how cold it's really gonna get. Being closer to the door here. Always lots of life going on in the greenhouse. So I had shown day 3 pond is getting done this weekend. Day 3 temps, it was about 130, and it's been holding steady. Sun out here making a fire. So with all those temps, our methanizer is actually filling up. We've got some pressure in here, so we may attempt to burn that. Let's go check out. Oh man, it's freezing out here. Solid ice in the buckets. It's just absolutely freezing. Sitting close, sitting just shy, right on 140, about 139. That wind is wickedly cold. So after 2 to 3 days, you should see a good rise in temperatures, but after about a week, it should peak, level off, and hold steady. And that is what we're looking for. That's what we've achieved here. So we got our pile up to temp. We did it correctly. We are seeing the results of that. Even with frigid temperatures outside, we've got good results. So I'm glad I got to share the building of it with everybody and not just put it together and then here we are with a huge pile that I didn't show you how to put together. So if you look back to the compost heating from 24 to 25, we did a very extensive review on every piece, every part, putting it together before we built the pile. So we just reused all of those parts from last year, basically everything. We added a few little things in here, little trinkets to make it operate a little bit more efficiently. So we can take some temps of water and air once our geothermal kicks on here, because they're on the same timer. So we won't have any air moving until that timer kicks on. Same thing with our water moving timer here. So the little red output button is actually on. Go ahead and kick that on ever so slowly. So slowly rising. I might be flowing a little bit too much water to pick up a whole lot of heat out there. So we ended up peaking about 85, 86 degrees, and it's still flowing out at the same temp. So I did just adjust the flow a little bit, turned it down. Still about the same. That feels like bath water on my hands. And it's not 140 degree water, but we are flowing 50 degrees through there, and we were pushing it a little too fast. The lower the flow goes, the higher the temps coming in go. So our geothermal kicked on here. Let's blow some heat out of here. Oh yeah. So I let this run for a couple minutes just so it could put some temps in there. You can see that it is hot. Now that is a space heater. That will warm us up out of here. We'll be in t-shirts and shorts in no time here. So moving over to the methanizer here. Let's put some weight on our overflow storage bag here, and then we're gonna attempt to burn some of this methane. So the reason I put some bricks on this is because I want a good flow rate. I don't want any backburn coming through due to lack of pressure. So let's see what we can do. I opened up my ball valve. Oh yeah.
Can you grab me those clovers down there?
Tips getting up to 130. I don't know if you guys can see those flames. So that is success in my book. No matter how small of scale it is or how little the burn was, we burnt some methane that we captured from our Methane compost heater. Now that I've got my head wrapped around it and had success, I'm a little more encouraged to build a bigger scale of this, probably not till next summer or winter. Using a biogester or a methanizer, a home biogas system, whatever you want to call it, in the summertime is going to be so much easier. We could have a tank inside the greenhouse that we just constantly fill and harvest methane from because of the ambient temperatures. It'll always be warm enough in the greenhouse to create methane throughout the summer. But we only have those temperatures in the compost pile right now. Even at nighttime, the 50 degrees that our greenhouse sits overnight is not enough to produce any methane, really. I mean, it's best produced at body temperature, about 90 to 100 degrees. Having the good insulation of our compost heat, the 140 degrees, it's going to cook that and allow methane production, just super simple and as natural as possible to achieve some free heat, free gas, biogas, heating air, heating water. We're doing everything we possibly can for absolutely free. And I hope everybody found this interesting. Drop me some comments, questions, ideas, concerns. I am concerned about backburn. That's why I wanted good pressure on that, because it wasn't 100% full, that inner tube. It was inflating, but it wasn't 100% full, and I was too anxious to get a small burn on it. So I weighted it down so we had good flow, good pressure, and it worked. So hopefully it fills up and gets nice and tight so I can just use it to burn little bits at a time, use it for little experiments and stuff. It's not going to be enough to create a whole lot of heat for us, but in the sense of self-sufficiency, we've achieved it. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in the next video.